Hello everyone, and today Silver Tempest releases. So I'm going to take a run through of the entire set for any of you who don't know what is upcoming and what cards you will be getting. I have a trade up there. I think the new set usually goes for like 3 packs of the old set. But let's go through all of the cards that are going to be coming up through Silver Tempest, and let's start out actually with the promos that are gonna be coming out. So let's go to the not owned, and this makes it quite easy. So first is Archeops. So Archeops, with its ability Primal Turbo, once during your turn you may search your deck for up to 2 special energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon and shuffle your deck. That's insane, and obviously if you are aware of the new ability from Lugia V-Star, this is going to be a mainstay in your deck. Craniados. So with 2 fighting energy, flip a coin, this does 40 more damage. This is one of those cosmic rares. Same with Hisuian Basculin. Submerge slightly, you can use this attack only if you go second, and during your first turn, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this by attacks. So it's kind of like you get a. This might be really good in Gym Leader Challenge. However, there is a better Hisuian Basculin in Gym Leader Challenge that can put Pokemon onto your bench. Kirlia. So Refinement. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability, and you can draw 2 cards. That is going to be a really great card in Gym Leader Challenge and just in general for maybe single prize decks. Manaphy. Not as good as the bench protection, but it is a promo. It's a gem, or it is a cosmic hollow. Your opponent reveals their hand, put up to 2 basic Pokemon onto the bench, or Aqua Bullet. Rapidash. So Heat Boost. During your turn, you may discard a fire energy from your hand, and your fire Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage. That's crazy. Sunflora. With Bright Beam, you may discard up to 3 energy cards from your hand. Does 70 more damage for each card. And Togetic. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may heal 30 damage. This we got a couple of sets ago. It is just a new promo version of that cosmic rare. Let's go into the energy portions. Into the Silver Tempest. The only energies we're getting is regenerative energy, which is, as long as this is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. Whenever you play a Pokemon from your hand to evolve the Pokemon V this card is attached to, heal 100 damage. So that's pretty good. I don't know how good this is going to be, because if you're going to be accelerating energy from Archeops to like your Lugia V or V-Star, this won't take effect because it has to be from your hand. But it's a good little niche card. We have the reverse hollow of that. Then we have V-Guard Energy, regular, reverse hollow, and gold. As long as this is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. The Pokemon this is attached to takes 30 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon V. This is going to be crazy until EX Pokemon come out. Fantastic. Let's look at some trainer cards. So Sword and Shield Silver Tempest. So we have the regular, reverse, and hollow of Brandon. You can use this card only when it's the last card in your hand. Draw a card for each benched Pokemon. So this is kind of like a more niched, like Colress in Legacy format. Could be crazy. Like if you have, if you're playing a hand that, or a deck that consistently doesn't have any cards in their hand, like I doubt this would even see play in the new Hisuian Arcanine, but you never know. Then we have the Rainbow Rare, then Candace, Reverse Hollow, and the Full Art and Rainbow. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal any number of water Pokemon and water energy cards you find there and put them into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Capturing Aroma and Reverse. Flip a coin. If head, search for an evolution. If tails, search for a basic. That's kind of niche as well. Earthen Sealstone. The Pokemon V this card is attached to can use the V-Star power. Star Gravity, put damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon V until remaining HP is 100. So, pretty good for damage spread decks. Pretty good. And then Emergency Jelly. At the end of each turn, the Pokemon this card is attached to has 30 HP or less remaining from any of its damage counters on it. Heal 120. And then discard. Then we have the Golden Energy Switch. This is going to be crazy. I can't believe we haven't had a Golden Energy Switch yet. Forest Sealstone. This is going to be crazy in Mew decks. And other decks as well. Anything that doesn't have a V-Star power. Mew doesn't. Vikavolt V doesn't, and stuff like that. Togekiss doesn't. Anyways, so Star Alchemy. During your turn, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand. So one card. It's like a free Compu search, a free. It's like half of a Star Birth for Arceus V-Star. So this is crazy for an item card. Then we have Friends in Galar. Draw 3 cards. For us. For a Sodi girl? Search your deck for a basic and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle. And then you may switch that Pokemon with your active. So this could see a lot of play if you wanted to quickly get something into the active. That's pretty crazy. And we have the Full Art version and Rainbow version of it. A Golden Gapejaw Bog. This is also pretty cool, guys. Golden Gapejaw. Nice. We have a Full Art Gordy. So we look at the top 7 cards, reveal any number of energy cards you find there, and put them into your hand. That's pretty cool. Gym Trainer. We have a regular, reverse, and Full Art version. No rainbow, but that's fine. Gym Trainer. Draw 2 cards if any of your opponent were knocked out during your opponent's last 2 turn. Draw 2 more. Judge. Each player shuffles their hand and draws 4. So this was a... I believe a reprint. Anyways, pretty cool. This might see play instead of Marnie. Then we have Lance, regular, reverse, and hollow of that, and a rainbow. So search your deck for up to 3 dragon Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. That's pretty crazy. Leafy Camo Poncho. So whenever your opponent plays a supporter from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to Pokemon V-Star or V-Max that this is attached to. We also have a golden of this. I don't think this will see a lot of play, so it's kind of stinks, but you know, maybe this will see play. You play this instead of Deontay for an evolution, V-Star or V-Max. Like, I can see that, because you might want to play Deontay and then this just for extra protection since you have evolved it. So maybe. Primordial Altar. Once during each player's turn, that player may look at the top card of their deck and discard it. That is pretty cool. This will see a lot of play in certain decks, guys. Like if this is like a free trekking shoes. Yeah, this is a free trek, like, kind of, because you don't get to draw the card, but you can discard it, which is cool. Professor Burnett. So search your deck for 2 cards and discard them. So this was solely a promo card, I believe, and now it's actually part of a set. Professor Laventon. Put up to 3 Pokemon that have a Suian in their names from your discard pile into your hand. Pretty nice. Quad Stone. You may use 4 Quad Stone at once. If you used 1 card, heal 10, but if you used 4, heal all damage from each of your Pokemon. That's pretty insane. This would only see play in, like, really tanky decks that also use Inteleon, I assume. Which is, like, very... It just probably won't see play at all. Raihan, new alt for Raihan. That's pretty crazy. I love it. Serena. So we have that and the full art and rainbow. So Serena, choose 1. Discard up to 3 cards from your hand. If you do, draw cards until you have at least 5, which is pretty cool. And then switch one of your opponent's bench V with their active. So this is a draw and gust. What an insane card, man. Serena is going to be pretty insane. At least for this new set until EX comes out. Swordward and Shieldbird. So look at those guys, a sword and a shield for their freaking hair. Choose a trainer card from your discard pile, then ask your opponent if you put it into your hand. If yes, put that card into your hand. If no, draw 3 cards. Kind of niche. I've never seen this played ever, so I doubt it'll see play still. Some more unidentified fossils. Wallace. We also get a full art of Wallace. Draw 3 cards. Your opponent may draw a card. If they do, draw 1 more. And a rainbow, we have Worker. And yeah, and then this is the last full art Worker. Draw 3 cards and then discard a Stadium in play. So that is all of the trainers, guys. And now for the main event, let's go into our Lost Origin, our Silver Tempest Pokemon here. So we start off with Alolan Vulpix. I'm not going to go through a huge ton of like the basics and whatnot, but I will go through the main, like anything with abilities and maybe some pretty good attacks or something. But Alolan Vulpix, for free, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a V, does 50 more damage, so 60 damage. That's not a ton, but whatever. And then we have V-Star Alolan Vulpix. So for free, this attack does 70 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon V in play. So if they have like 4 Pokemon V in play, that's 280, and that will KO a V-Star. Which, you know, it could happen, but like there's no guaranteeing it, so I don't think this will see a lot of play. Or you can do Snow Mirage for 160. It's not affected by any effects, so this will go through like Miltank. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by a Pokemon that have abilities. So very, very specific card. So it can go through Miltank. It's not going to be affected by abilities or by damage from Pokemon with abilities and stuff. So it could see play if you want. It's fine. We have Altaria. Ooh, character Altaria. So move all damage counters from one bench Pokemon to your opponent's active. That's pretty crazy. If you build up a whole bunch of, this could see play in like different wall decks, maybe, where you know, someone hits you heavy and gets like 200 or 300 damage on your like Stonejourner, flip, and then move it all to your opponent's active. That's pretty crazy. Amoonguss. So surprise spores during your opponent's turn if this Pokemon is discarded from your hand by an effect of an attack or ability of your opponent's Pokemon, or by an effect of your opponent's item or supporter. Discard your opponent's entire hand. And then we have a North, Araquanid, Arcanine. So this Arcanine, Fighting Tackle, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a V, it does 200 damage. Then we have Arcan, which will evolve into the Archeops, which we've already seen. And then we have Ariados. Your opponent's Pokemon V-Star attacks cost 1 more, but you can't, like, this just isn't as good. If you could stack this, this would be insane. but you cannot stack this ability. So unfortunately, not as good as it could be. Reaping Claw. If your opponent's active Pokemon has 100 HP or less, it's knocked out. That's pretty cool. It is stage 2 though. Very like specific way that you can play it. Articuno, Baltoy, Behem, Beldum, Blaziken V, a new alt art Blaziken V. So for those of you who like the new alt arts, that's pretty cool. And Rapid Strike Blaziken V Max. A new alt art Blissey V, Breaksin, character rare Breaksin. So this attack does 60 damage for each Serena card in your discard pile. So if you've played 4 Serena, it could do 240. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a stage 1 Charizard that does, what, 50 for each Leon? Pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. Buniri, Chestnut V, so Needleline. If your active Chestnut V is damaged by an attack, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. This is just, like, it has 230, but only does 130, and its ability's not that great. Like, I don't think anyone's going to play that card. Chestnut V alt, or other full art, Chimicheo, Sinchu, Claydol. With its ability of Mystery Charge, you can use this ability only if you have no supporter cards in your discard pile. Once during your turn, you can attach a stone or a fighting energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. With no supporters, I don't know how well that's going to be played out. Maybe you can figure out a way to do that, having no supporters, having a deck with no supporters. That's kind of cool. Cobalion, Justified Law. Your basic Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active dark Pokemon. So I'm not sure. This is very specific. If it was just 30 more damage in general, that's pretty cool. But since it's dark, that's kind of too specific. Alt Art Corviknight V and VMAX. Kind of cool, guys. Look at that. We have Croagunk, Crobat, Dedenne. This Dedenne is going to be a lot like the other Pokemon, kind of like Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Hitmontop, where you like go between the attackers. That deck maybe a year or 2 ago, I think it was. But this is going to be Togedemaru, Pikachu, Dedenne, and one other. I can't really. We'll see when we come to it, but I can't really remember the other one. Delphox, Dewpider, Donphan. Look at this little doofus here. This little like derpy Donphan. Okay, but for 4 energy, man, it can do 170. That's pretty cool. This might be a pretty big hitter in Gym Leader Challenge. However, for 1 energy, it does 110. I think there's a Donphan that does 120, so I think that still might overpower this one, but anyways. We have a Dragapult, Dragonair, Dragonite. So Energy Hurricane for 4 energy, 180 damage, and search your deck for up to 3 basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. That's pretty crazy. Dracloak, Dratini, Dreepy, Drowsy, Drudagon, character art Drudagon, Revenge. So this is just one of those revenge attacks, so it does 160 as a basic. That's pretty cool. Drosian, Duraludon VMAX character with, who is that, Raihan, I think it is. Nice. And Duraludon VMAX of the black and gold. It's pretty awesome. I love those black and gold arts. Durant, Elgyem, Emolga, Esper, Phoebus, Fennekin, Ferroseed, Ferrothorn, Flaffy with its character art now. Look at that. It's like a big mirror card. We have Flaffy and the trainer looking in the mirror. Dynamotor. Attach an energy card from your basic to one of your bench, or from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. Fletchling. Did I miss one? Yeah. Fletchinder, Fletchling, Fungus, Frostlass, Gardevoir. So this also has the refinement ability, just like the Kirlia. Discard a card from your hand and draw 2. It's pretty cool, guys. And then the character form card of the Gardevoir. This is really cool, guys. I'm liking these character arts. I think they said, though, and it makes me sad, I think they said that this was the last set that this was going to do. This was not going to carry on into the new era of Pokemon, the Scarlet and Violet. We have Glalie, Golbat, Growlithe, Hawlucha, Hisuian Arcanine V. So its ability, Irresistible Forces. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a fighting energy from one of your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. Nice. And for 4 energy, it does 90 plus 30 for each. So if you have 30 times 4 fighting is 120. This does 210 damage if you use all 4 fighting, which is pretty cool. Then the full art version, Hisuian Braviary, Hisuian Lilligant, Honchkrow, Ho-Ho V. Look at that bad boy alt art. It's crazy. Reviving Flame. Oh, that's the full art. So anyways, this guy, I'm just loving this art. To me, this one's okay, but like this guy, holy cow. Reviving Flame. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, put it onto your bench. If you do, attach up to 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. This is kind of tricky because the other one, you flip a coin, the Ho-Oh EX, and you put 3, and its attack is also based on how many different types of energy is on it. But this one, you automatically put it onto your bench, and you put 4 basic energy, but your turn ends. That's like you would only want to do that if you could get the Ho-Oh and all energy into the discard, so you can use this ability on like turn 1 when you can't attack anyways, like during setup. But if you can do that, that's going to be pretty cool, guys. Hypno, Incineroar, Indeedee, Jinx with its Selfish Lips ability. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of your Pokemon's V, you can't take any prizes for it. That's pretty cool. And it's Psychic Assault, so this attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active. That's pretty cool, guys. You can find ways to play this. Ooh, this character Jinx, too. I'm liking it. Keldeo. Kirlia with its Refinement. Same thing we already saw earlier in the promos. Clang, Clink, Kinklang with its Triple Gears ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic energies and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like. That's pretty cool. Kricketune V, and a little alt art there with the Bug Catcher. We already know its ability from previous sets. Crocodile, I should say, I'm sorry. Ability, Bully of the Sands. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may discard a random card from your opponent's hand. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from your opponent's attack, you may discard a random card from your opponent's hand. So you can do 2 discards, 1 for evolving and 1 when it's knocked out. Lantern, Litten, Lopunny, Lugia V. Look at this guy. Read the Wind. This guy is going to be highly, highly sought after. This is going to be the Pokemon of the entire set. So Lugia V. Read the Wind. Discard a card from your hand, and if you do, draw 3 cards, and then Arrow Dive. For 4 energy, 130, you may discard a Stadium in play. This is the full art version of Lugia V, and then the alt art. Oh my gosh, look at all those colors, the storm. This is going to be the most expensive card in the set. Guys, this alt art Lugia V. This is going to be crazy expensive. I really, really want to pull that card. Then we have Lugia V-Star with Tempest Dive. 220 damage base. You may discard a Stadium in play, and then the Summoning Power. During your turn, you may put up to 2 colorless Pokemon that don't have a rule box from your discard onto your bench. So that's kind of crazy, guys. So this Lugia V-Star, what a boy. We have the rainbow, and then more importantly, we have the gold Lugia V-Star. This is probably going to be second most expensive, I assume. Either that, it might switch as number one most expensive with the alt art Lugia V, but Lugia V and this golden V-Star are going to be 1-2 in terms of how expensive they are. This is going to be crazy. Magir Navi. So it has the Gear Throw attack. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and then special laser. If this Pokemon has any special energy attached, it does 120 more. So it could do 220 damage. That's kind of crazy. The full art version. And then Malamar character. We know this one from previous sets as well, but look at that. That's pretty cool, guys. Moraine. Mawile V. It has the Pouty Slap attack. Flip a coin, discard an energy from your opponent's active heads. Chomp down, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. The full art of Mawile and the alt art of Mawile. And then a Mawile V-Star. It has the ability Star Rondo. During your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch it with your active. If you do, switch one of your opponent's benched with their active. So it's kind of like an ability of Guzma. And then Sudden Eater, 90 plus. If this Pokemon moved from your bench to the active spot, it does 90 more. So you could use the ability, or you can just do switch or retreat or something, and it does 180. That's kind of cool. Rainbow Rare version. Then we have Metachamp with Chakra Awakening. If you have exactly 4 cards in your hand, this Pokemon's attack cost is 3 less. So you can do 80 damage for free, but if your opponent has any VMAX Pokemon in play, this stage 1, if you have 4 cards in your hand, can do 170. That's kind of cool, guys. Especially if you use it with, like, Judge. And maybe, I'm already having ideas like Judge and Bibarel and stuff like that. Like, just to keep it at 4. Like, that's going to be pretty cool. Metatite with its Yoga Guard. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage to this Pokemon. Meowstick. Inviting Ears. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may search your deck for 2 supporters and reveal them, put them into your hand. Then we have Metagross. Emergency Entry. Once during your turn, if you drew this Pokemon from your deck at the beginning of your turn and your bench isn't full, before you put it into your hand, you can put it onto your bench and then draw 3 cards. Oh. You could put it into play if you use this with Oranguru, which is pretty cool. And then your Meteor Mash attack during your turn. This Pokemon's Meteor Mash does 100 more. So first turn it does 100, and then any subsequent turns, if you keep using it, it will do 200. Metang, Milotic, with its character version of this. Mischievous. Mismagius. So ability Spiteful Magic. If this Pokemon is full HP and is knocked out by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, put 8 damage counters on that attacking Pokemon. Pretty cool. Oh, this was the other one I forgot. So Dedenne, Morpeko, Togamaru, Pikachu. I think those are the 4. Murkrow, Ninetales, Noibat, Noivern, Omastar V. So this boy, I like this art so much. This art so much. Primal Guidance. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon that evolve from an item card that has Fossil in its name. Put them onto your bench. Tentacle Lock. If the defending Pokemon is an evolution, it cannot attack during your opponent's next turn. What a good card if you can play it right. Omastar Full Art. Palisand, Passimian. So this Passimian character art, look at that. I really, really like the ape-looking cards. One of my favorite cards in Pokemon is Primeape from you know, the first season base set, the original 150, really like it. So I gravitate to Passimian. Petalil, Fanfi, Fione, Pikachu, Ponyta, Radiant Alakazam. So we're getting into the Radiant Alakazam, or the Radiant cards here, guys. So, Radiant Alakazam, Painful Spoons. Once during your turn, you can move up to 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another. And then Mind Ruler. This attack does 20 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. That could be pretty good. Radiant Jirachi. Entrusted Wishes. So, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your hand. That's kind of crazy, guys. 3 cards, and then Astral Misfortune. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. Radiant Tesserina. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. And then Raichu, Ralts, Rapidash. We saw this in the promos. Rayquaza VMAX, another print of that. That's pretty cool with its character version. Zinnia. Ooh, a black and gold Rayquaza. Regidrago V, we have Celestial Roar. For 1 energy, discard the top 3 cards. If any of those cards are energy, attach them to this Pokemon. And then 3 Dragon Laser for 130. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, your opponent's benched Pokemon. The full art, the alt art, look at that, Regidrago. And then Regidrago V-Star. So Apex Dragon, choose an attack from a dragon Pokemon in your discard pile and use it as this attack. This reminds me a lot of the Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX, which is crazy. This could be really good, but I'm not sure how it's going to hold up to Lugia. Ability Legacy Star. You can, once during your turn, you can discard the top 7 cards of your deck, then put 2 of those cards from your discard pile into your hand. We have the Rainbow. Then we have Regieleki V, Switching Bolt, 30 damage, and switch this Pokemon with one of your benched. And then Lightning Wall, 100, and then during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 100 less damage. The full art of Regieleki V, and then Regieleki V Max. Ability Transistor, your basic Lightning Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And for 3 energy, Max Thunder and Lightning, 220, during your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. Rainbow. And then Relicanth, Reshiram V, so Sparkling Wings, search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards and attach them to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. And for 3 energy, 200 damage, flip a coin. If tails during your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. We have the full art, Ranunculus. Persistent Cells ability. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, put it into your hand instead of the discard pile. And Cell Fork. Choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and put 3 damage counters on each of them, plus 60 damage. We have Rockruff, Single Strike, kind of like a character version of that. Rotom, Rufflet, Sandile, Sandygast. Superior V, Noble Light for 1 damage, heal 30 from each Pokemon. And then Solar Beam, 120, and for 3 energy. The full art, the alt art, wow, that's crazy. Look at that, that's such a beautiful card. I like that a lot. Superior V-Star, Regal Blender, so 190 for 3 energy. You may move any amount of energy from your Pokemon to any other Pokemon any way you like. And then the V-Star, 1 energy power. Starwinder, 60 damage for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So you would need, let's see, 280. You'd need 5 energy to do 300 to knock out V-Stars. It's doable. 5 energy is not a big deal. We have a rainbow and then a golden Superior V-Star. How cool. Siliglyph. Skunk Tank V, Pursuant Blast. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched, and if that Pokemon retreated from this active spot during your opponent's last turn, it does 120 damage instead. That's crazy. So you can go after certain Pokemon if they want to retreat. They're like, which means it does 120 instead of 30. Wow. Shrieking Poison, 90, and then for 3 energy if your opponent's active Pokemon, or your opponent's active Pokemon is confused and poisoned. The Full Art, the Alt Art, and Slurpuff, Smeargle. And look how crazy colorful this Smeargle is. It's kind of like giving me trippy vibes here. But for colorful palette, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You can attach any number of basic energy you find there to one of your Pokemon. Wow. Snowrunt, Solosis, Spinarak, Spinda, Stonejourner, Stunfisk, I should say, Sunflora we saw, Sunkern, Swablu, Swirlix, Talonflame, Terrakion, Togedemaru, Torracat, Toxapex, Toxicroak, Unknown V, Shady Stamp, 30, and your opponent's is now confused, and for 3 energy, Victory Symbol. If you use this attack when you only have 1 prize remaining, you win the game. So, it's like an auto KO, kind of. So, you have to get down to 1 prize, then you can win the game. There's better ways to take 1 prize. The Alt Art, the Full Art, the Alt Art, and Unknown V-Star. Tri-Power, so 70 damage, flip 3 coins, 70 for each heads. And then Star Cipher, until the Pokemon leaves play, it gains an ability that has the effect the weakness of each of your opponent's Pokemon is now Psychic. Interesting. We have the Rainbow version. We have Ursaluna V. With its ability Hard Coat, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. And for 3 fighting, 220 minus 10 for each damage counter on this Pokemon. We have Venomoth, Venonat, Victini, Virizion, Vulpix, Wailmer, Wailord with the ability Jumbo Sized. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks, and then for 4 energy, Special Wave 120, and if this has any special energy attached, this does 120 more. So 200 HP for a stage 1, and it can do 240. That's crazy. Well, it essentially has 230 HP because of its ability. That's crazy. Wailord, calm down. Then we have Zeraora, and Zeraora V with its new character version of that card, Zubat, and Zygarde. That will do it for our review of what these cards do for the new set, Silver Tempest, guys. This is gonna be a crazy set, man, especially with Lugia, V-Star, and all of that. Here, let me scroll down to this bad boy. We have this Alt Art Lugia V. What a crazy looking card, guys. And then, not to be one-upped by a Lugia V-Star Gold. So, this is going to be a crazy set, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you found it informative for the new set. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your new cards and building some new decks. So thank you for watching, and until next time, this is the Machamp King. You all have a nice day.